Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is May the 16th, 2017. This is home of long-term crypto thinking. If you are impulsive, then you will not like this channel or this video. Thanks for the Ethereum Classic, Mr. Reoccurring Ethereum Classic man. You know who you are. Hello, Yanni, who's in the chat. I met you on Sunday in real life in Tel Aviv. Hi, Andy Anderson and Rich and Ice Medic. I haven't met you guys in real life, but maybe one day I'll join everyone in the chat after this video. I can't see it right now. I can't answer your questions until afterwards, so don't ask any questions, please. Hey, I'm wearing a different shirt today, but I still need to shower and shave and everything. But Crypto HW Wallet, get your free t-shirt over there, but you can buy cool t-shirts there and at Linda's. Just check out the links section below. You can get your Trezor Ledger, your Ledger Nano, a Crypto HW Wallet. I've got links to buy a Trezor through me, Bitcoin, Coinbase affiliate link. Enough of my links, just check it out. I am behind on everything again because I've been traveling a lot. I am back in Cyprus. It is warmer here in Cyprus than it was before. I had a lovely time in the land of Israel, and I will talk about some of the great people I met there in future videos and thank them all. And I do thank them all. Very great people. Hey, so this 21 Bitcoin savings movement, maybe I'll call it that. I talked about in yesterday's video, I was talking about how if you own 21 Bitcoin, then you own a millionth of the Bitcoin ever created. But to put it in another way, there will never be more than 1 million people with more Bitcoin than you. In fact, you'll be ranked very high. It's an automatic road to elitism in the Bitcoin world if you have 21 of them. And since you know a lot of it is already lost and is never going to be circulating, you're going to be much better off than 1 million people. On Earth, right now, there's 7 billion people. So of the Bitcoin people, if you own more than 21, man, God, you'll be probably in the at least top 800,000 or something like that. Who knows? Well, I can't give you the exact thing, but it's a way to elitism. And right now, there's only 16 million in some Bitcoin in circulation. So if you have 16 right now, you're in that same position. You can slowly build up your position if you want to get to 21, but you won't even be alive by the time there are 21 million anyway. So, get 16, get 21, whatever it is, that's a good goal. I think it guarantees elitism in the Bitcoin world. People will be able, these social justice warriors out there that say, oh, it's not fair. Well, that's fair right there. You can get 16 right now if you want to pay that amount, and you will be elite. Anyone can be elite if they have enough to get 16 right now, and eventually 21 by, next century or whatever it is. But again, 21 guarantees you your kids and your grandkids elitism. Also, and again, this is savings. So if it's that easy and it costs X amount to get into that upper echelon, think of the incentive that some not so honest people have to get you to sell your Bitcoin position to them for cheaper so they can take your place. So always consider that when people are speaking about Bitcoin, trying to scare you into selling and telling you that it's good to invest it in this, that, and the other. They just might want your Bitcoin for cheaper. They don't feel like paying X amount to get into the upper echelon. They want to lower the price some so they can get their 21 by ripping it off from you. And that's what a lot of these people are trying to do. So again, think of it as you want to build up a savings account to 21 Bitcoin. That's what you want your saving. You want to, and then from there, okay, then do what you want to do. But have it as a base. 21 is your savings account. Savings is a lost art. We're going to get into that in a second. So I totally, during this hectic travel season, I had kind of forgotten about the SEC decision and no doubt the FUD that will follow it. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, by the way, for people who don't know that. People like to spread fear or uncertainty and doubt in the Bitcoin world for various reasons. But yes, just be ready for a FUD Friday type of event once the announcement happens. Have your strong hand ready, people. Speculators want you to panic. And it's not some big conspiracy here that the government is pretending they're going to approve it and then they're not. No, they're probably not going to approve it. What speculators do, what FUDsters do, is they play off of real life events, and it will be a real life event, and try to scare people into selling and hope other people catch on and say, oh, maybe they should sell now, and they'll write bad articles. So here's an article that's out there, and it says that most likely it will be denied. I wanted to read you this one quote because I was a little confused also. Monday, that was yesterday, marked the due date for documents to be submitted to the SEC in support of the Bitcoin ETF petition for review. Any day now, the SEC will release a statement on whether or not the stance on Bitcoin has changed in lieu of new supporting arguments. All right, so I originally thought they'd make the decision yesterday. Obviously, that was just a due date. So I bet they do it on a Friday, because Friday is FUD Friday. That's it. So this Friday, let's say they're going to announce it. Be prepared for Bitcoin to drop $200. Just be prepared. And don't panic. Don't panic sell. Don't say, oh man, now's the time that I get a Ripple instead. No, just stay the course. It's your savings account. You don't liquidate your savings account every time the Fed raises rates or something like that. Pound that like button, though. That is something you do every time the Fed raises rates. Pound that like button. Buy and hold. All these slogans come out of this show. Is this just a slogan-filled show? Is Adam Meister nothing but a slogan? Something to contemplate. All right, so Steam, that altcoin that I always tell people not to buy, but I tell people to go and Steam it, it's up. And it's up because I have checked this. I've checked on Steam it. One of the interesting things on Steam it, the site, where I post all these videos there. You can check out my Steam account at Bitcoin Meister. You know, friend me over there or whatever. But one of the interesting things, it shows everyone's Steam wallet. And you can see when people are actually buying Steam. And people have been buying Steam as the price has been going up. This is an inflationary cryptocurrency, okay? And I'm not an expert in the Steam cryptocurrency. I used to actually know a little bit more. They've changed the rules over time. They can change the rules whenever they want to with Steam. I use it as a vehicle, or Steam dollars also, to get Bitcoin just by posting on Steam it. But people right now are seeing that Steam it is growing. There actually is a demand for the site Steam it because people want to monetize their videos. There's a waiting list. Gregory Mannarino, other semi-famous people are getting into it. So they think, oh, if I buy this Steam, I'm investing in this company. No, don't think of it that way. Please, please. I like Steam it. If you like the platform, if you like the Steam it platform, add your content there. Get people to add their content, and then you earn Steam and Steam dollars. And people are paying way too much for Steam dollars right now. And you trade in your Steam dollars for Bitcoin. It's great, but don't buy it. I have never told anyone to buy a single Steam coin. And I want to stress that again, that you can like the Steam it platform, but at the same time, you can say exactly what I'm saying right now. So post over there, earn over there, like people's stuff over there. But that doesn't mean buy this thing for $1. It's close to $1 people are paying for it. Dude, be careful, man. Be careful. It is an altcoin, and it is not a top tier altcoin whatsoever. And whatever, speculators are doing things with it too. But again, you go into people's wallet, it's real life people who don't have that much money are buying this Steam stuff, so be careful. There's a lot of FUD for Bitcoin out there because of this Wannacry thing that's going on. They try to blame it on Bitcoin. Again, people, you gotta have a strong hand. Ignore it all. It actually helps Bitcoin in the long run. It's getting its name out there. I linked to the article that talks about how the government should regulate Bitcoin now because of Wannacry or whatever's going on with that. So today in altcoin insanity, and by the way, pound that like button, 100 live viewers. Thank you very much. I hope you're liking this in Europe. I'm in Europe right now. It's a good time. It's a good time in the United States too. It's hot here in Cyprus. Whew. All right, so yeah, Ripple if you made up something like called the Ripple Dominance Index, I mean, it's like, look how much of the cryptocurrency market cap is in Ripple now. Absolutely ridiculous. And Tone Vays, I linked to he had a great video yesterday. And he just talked about how with Ripple, if you actually, they're using the circulating number of Ripple out there, not the actual amount of Ripple that's in existence. If you actually use the amount of Ripple in existence, it would be, its market cap would be very close to being more than Bitcoin. I mean, and that's just wrong. I mean, if you know enough about cryptocurrency, you know that this is hardly even a cryptocurrency Ripple. It's people in Japan and are jumping into it for some reason. People who don't know what the heck it is are just buying it because it's going up, and to each his own. But things only go up for so long. It has no chance of overtaking Bitcoin, none whatsoever. So I mean, I'm a long-term thinker, so things like this I just laugh at. I'm just like, why would someone even want to worry about when to buy it, when to sell it? Is it even going to be around? Will the people who are holding it that aren't circulating it, the people who found it, all of a sudden dump and it'll be worth very, very little tomorrow? They could do that at any time. There's no rule preventing them from doing that. Think about it. But anyway, I've warned everyone about this short-term type of thinking, this impulsiveness before. And if you're already impulsive, what can I do? I don't know, take your ADD medication or something, not to be impulsive, right? Is that what helps you? I don't know what helps. Actually, that ADD medication, I've heard that's really bad for people's brains. If you're on that, please try to find a natural solution to your impulsivity problems. All right, but Tone also mentions, I am a health nut, I just did my 48-hour fast. Wow. So, and I ran like 5 miles during it. That was pretty wild. Don't try that at home. So the Wannacry thing, it ends up locking up a lot of Bitcoin because these hacker guys who are getting paid in Bitcoin, they're being monitored and they haven't moved their Bitcoin at all. So they're getting paid some Bitcoin, not that much. And I'll get into that in a second. And this is all thanks to Tone Vays educating me on this on his video. Check it out, link below. But so there's a lot of Bitcoin they're holding that they might never sell. Who knows what their plans are? So the more that's out of circulation, the higher the price of Bitcoin can go. Tone also points out how people are complaining that it's too hard to send Bitcoin to these hackers and that they just don't want to deal with it. Now, if it's so hard to get Bitcoin to these hackers, imagine how hard it would be for these people to use altcoins, and how the network effect of that Bitcoin has here. That there's no way that in terms of adoption of these altcoins, they're so far behind. If people can't adopt Bitcoin yet, they're definitely not going to be able to adopt altcoins. So it's something to keep in mind. Pound that like button. Thank you, Tone Vays, for that pretty glorious video from Monday. Also, okay, so do you guys still believe in savings accounts? Seriously, do any of you have savings accounts? If you got in at Bitcoin at 500 or 200 or 700, you should really be saving that Bitcoin. But there's no excuse. It's like it's already gone up so much. Even if it went down to $1,000, it would still be worth more in 2020. Try to think long term, especially for the people, because I know I've been talking to a lot of you for a long time. I know some of you still have to have Bitcoin that you paid $500 for, $700 for and stuff. I know that. And so get yourself into the savings account mindset by thinking of it that way. I'm very proud of my This Week in Bitcoin veteran panel members. Obviously, Tone is he's always happy to join the panel here. He's a veteran panel member. He's a veteran of many panels. But Gabriel, you might know Gabriel of Fort Galt down in Chile. I'm watching Stefan Molyneux today. Gabriel's a calling guest. Good job, Gabriel. Watch that Stefan Molyneux video that's linked to below. I think Gabriel did a good job. I did not. Stefan really approaches it in his obnoxious way, like he does sometimes. Oh, well. So, and then Tone reported from the Toronto meetup that Francis, Francis from the Montreal Bitcoin Embassy, who's been on my show, on the This Week in Bitcoin show, he did a great job in Toronto. He apparently was the greatest speaker at the Toronto Bitcoin meetup. So congrats to Francis. I'm really proud of my This Week in Bitcoin panel members that I rotate through here. And I know a lot of you like this channel for various reasons, but I think a good reason to like this channel is I get a lot of cool people in here that are doing good things out there. I seek them out. You might not know their names at first, because Francis and Gabriel you didn't know them before this. Maybe you did, Gabriel from Fort Galt, or maybe you're Canadian and knew Francis, but they're making big names for themselves out there. Man, I'm really proud of them. I'm proud to have them on the show. All right, so there's a Monero article out there that talks about how it was somehow involved in the Wannacry NSA. I didn't even read the darn article. Read it for yourself. It's down below. What it reminded someone of is that I predicted big things for Monero this year. At the beginning of the year, I thought it would become like the #2 cryptocurrency, because it actually does something. It actually, it's a really anonymous cryptocurrency. Whatever happened to like people valuing fundamentals like that? I don't know. I can't complain. I don't tell people to buy altcoins. But I think it's interesting in all this altcoin hysteria. What's driving it is just pure like, well, it's going up. It's going up so much. I got to get in now. I got to get in now. There's no reason. Like, they don't think, oh, this is going to be useful in the year 2019. Nah, most people don't think that at all. They're just getting in because they want something other to play around with than Bitcoin. They want to get in an ICO. But Monero, again, we're talking about, there's a lot of privacy issues going around in the world today. It actually solves some of them. It provides it's an anonymous cryptocurrency. It's interesting. So you would think that if there's so many cryptocurrencies that do nothing, that this one would have a really good chance of being #2. Well, if you look at things right now, you'd say, Adam, you're insane that you ever thought it would be #2 this year. So we'll see, but maybe people will actually pay attention to fundamentals again. This article mentioned some Monero. I think Monero is interesting. I always have thought Monero is interesting because it's a true anonymous coin. If someone can prove that it is not anonymous, then be my guest. But I think being anonymous is a very interesting aspect in terms of cryptocurrency. It's something that Bitcoin cannot do. And hey, maybe it's a test net for anonymous coins. And if people think of it that way, then we'll see what happens. All right, so finally, I wanted to bring up Vinny Lingham because I like Vinny. He's such a smart guy. And I do mention him a lot. And he was a guest on the show. And people are still a little bitter toward him because he said that Bitcoin would have to go down a lot for the scaling debate to end. And then he said he sold a bunch of his Bitcoin. And some people took that as a sign that they better do the same thing. And there are quite a few people on this channel who did that. And some of them are really awesome people. And I know Vinny did not want people to do that. And he has since changed his ways on what he says. But I just want to add that you can't have a Bitcoin guru. You can't have one Bitcoin guru that you blindly listen to. And I'm not saying people blindly listen to him. I say he's a millionaire, and people tried to do what a millionaire did. What he sold was not his savings. This was some people's savings. He might have sold like 50 Bitcoin. If you have 50 Bitcoin, that better be your savings account, man. That's not something you just flip around and sell in a second. He could do that because he's a multimillionaire. You can't do that. And that's why you have to get yourself into this mindset that Bitcoin is your savings account. And you got to remember that of the pundits that are out there, and I love to quote certain pundits. I love to quote Vinny Lingham, Tone Vays, whoever. But each one has a specialty, and you have to listen to each one, and each one's a smart guy. But you have to think for yourself and say, wait a second, this time they might not be right. This might not be their exact specialty. I shouldn't they might be right, but I shouldn't do something based on what they're saying. I should do something based on what's best for me. Because Tone Vays lives in New York City, in Manhattan. He owns a place there. Are you in that same situation as him? So when Tone Vays says something, doesn't mean, I better do that, because he never says to do anything. So just keep that in mind when you're listening to pundits out there. There are great pundits. Don't put someone up to guru level. And at the end of the day, don't blame. You might have sold your Bitcoin because of something Vinny said. You can't blame Vinny. You can only blame yourself. And I know it hurts. I know it hurts when you made a mistake like that because someone did say some information that you thought was helpful. But you got to take responsibility for what you did. Life goes on. You can establish your Bitcoin savings account right now. Again, get up to 21, get up to 16. You're going to be elite if you do that. And you can forget about past mistakes that you made, because in the end of the day, you make the decision. No one forced you to do anything like that. And I feel bad for people who sold. But again, his name's being thrown out there a lot still, and people try to make fun of it, whatever, to each his own. But take personal responsibility, everyone. Keep Bitcoin in mind as a savings account. This was when Vinny sold, he was not selling his savings account. And so he's in a completely different position than all of us, most people watching this video at least. Again, I've said savings account a million times today. You've got to understand what that really means. It is a lost art here in America and in the Western world. So pound that like button. All 150 live viewers, I'm going to join you in the chat right now. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Please check out the notes section below. There's all sorts of important information down there. Join the club, 21 Bitcoin or bust, or 16 of them, whatever you want to do. Bye-bye.